of being locked in the house and doing Minecraft live streams. And we're on to another one. I'm going to raise my seat a little. Doesn't go much higher, but anyway, that's a bit better. And we are going to look at command blocks in this one. So welcome everybody who's with me. I promised you a little look at command blocks, and that is what we're going to do. So we're going to start a new world. I don't think you necessarily need me to go over this again, but let's try it. Let me just double check. Yep, I just wanted to check we were streaming. If you're in the chat, just let me know. Say hi and let me know what's happening. So we're going to do command blocks. Creative, peaceful, member, infinite. Coordinates for good practice. Always day. Perfect weather. Just on a side note, if anybody hasn't heard of Reinhard Burr. Reinhard Burr is a South African musician. Super clever chap. Look at this one. This is nice. Super clever chap who actually does live looping. It's the most incredible thing. Check him out on YouTube. Reinhard Burr. Genuinely amazing stuff. Check out a song called Illusion, which he did live in South Africa on the street. And he did it all with looping and multiple instruments. And it's such a talent, such an amazing talent. So check him out. Where are we? Let's go up. No, I don't like gravel. Let's head over to the grass. No villages anywhere. That's a shame. No. Oh well. Let's head into this nice valley. Has a Final Fantasy VII feeling about it. This is where I would go to look for like the monsters in Final Fantasy VII. Get out the way of the mountains. And so let's start with command blocks. So the first things first, what is a command block? Let me start with that. A command block is a block that you cannot obtain in your inventory. There's no such thing. If we go in here and look for command block, there's nothing there, okay? And that's because while it's a very creatively powerful block, it's also potentially quite a dangerous block if you don't know what you're doing. And you can break worlds and so on. The likelihood of doing that is highly unlikely. It's more that you would just break the command block. But what we have to do to get ourselves one is to press /give, and that gives you a give command. /give in the chat. And then @p means give the closest player, and in this case it's only me, space command _ block. Give @p command _ block. And what we can do is we can go in and we get this nice block here that looks like this. Now you'll notice it has different sides. I'm going to be honest at this point and say I don't know exactly what they do. What I do know is that this points to the next block. This points to all blocks, up the way, across the way, that way and down the way, and I think this one points to nowhere. And so here's how it works. Hi Oscar, great to see you. You are a god at command blocks. Ask me anything. Well, it's a good job you're here, Oscar, because what does that mean? Question number one, 3 minutes into the stream. What does that mean? Does that just mean it doesn't go to other blocks? It's a singular command block. I think that's what that means. And so the other thing to remember about command blocks is that they are placed according to, whoops. So if I want to join one onto that one, I have to hold shift, and you'll see that I can create command blocks that are dependent on where I've placed them. So they'll always place with the arrow before you. how do you get one to place? It just ends. Brilliant. Okay. How do I get it to place with that on top? How do I get that to show on top, Oscar? Because what I would do for this is I mean, I'm only guessing, but I think that's a long way for a shortcut, I think, to get that to show on top. Is there a button I press? I don't know. I just want that to show on top so I can show a single command. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to get rid of these ones and we're going to show basic command blocks at the moment. Place it upside down. Okay, so that was the case. That's what I thought. Right. And then when we right click on a command block, this is what we get. So we get a hover note. This is my command. Oh, it's not going to work. So we're just going to put in command test. And when we come out, you'll see that when we get close enough to it, it will tell us which it is. This is handy. Just like you were doing with coding, you would always put something in there that would be like, this is a note to say this is what it does. I made a kit PvP map using command blocks. Brilliant. Good man. Command test. Okay. When we go back in, we can so down this side we have the different block types. There's impulse, which is the one we have. There's chain, which are the ones that let's see, if we make it a chain, you'll see it changes color. Oscar, tell me what a chain does. And repeat. Then tell me what repeat does. Thanks, bro. But at the moment, we're going to work with impulse anyway, while Oscar feeds me the information that I need. Because I know roughly what I'm doing, and this is what I'm going to show you is, here's the thing. Because we're talking to teachers who are doing this sort of thing, you might be looking at this thinking, wait, this is way beyond me. Believe me when I say, I have never, ever officially been taught command blocks. I've just played, I've watched kids do it, and I've learned. And the things you can do are minimum, basic, brilliant, they work. And that's it. You don't have to be super complex about it all. A repeat just repeats the command blocks over and over again. So a chain is if you want a single command block to have a chain of command blocks that come after it. We're going to talk about that later. Okay, good. Oops, so let me just zoom back in. There we are. So we're going to stick to impulse just now, which means this command block runs on its own. So right now we have an impulse command block that does nothing else because it's facing up with this square on top. It means it does nothing. It affects no other things except itself. Unconditional. It's unconditional, which means it just always works. Redstone, or it's, what is that? If I say it's always active and then go conditional, how can I have a conditional and always active? I've never played with this, so this is a great opportunity for us. It doesn't matter what it stands for if it's alone. Right, okay, brilliant. All right, it doesn't matter what way it stands if it's alone. Oh, but that would be if you had other ones that were pointing at it, for example. That would be like they point to it and then it stops. It doesn't go to another one. Or if I had another one like that, it just means this one would run alone. This one would be separate. I get it. Right. Okay. Good. Thank you, Oscar. Conditional means that if you have a chain and you only want to execute if a statement is true. We're not even going to get into that then at this stage. All I want to do is show a basic command block. So we're going to stick to conditional. Okay. Impulse, conditional, always active. We're not going to do redstone yet. We're going to do always active. Execute on first hit. Now remember in previous streams we've done ticks. We've talked about how something will happen in 500 ticks or something will happen in 1,000 ticks. A tick being a millisecond. And so what we want to do is we want to go to execute on first tick. In this case, it just, well, actually, there's no delay. If I say 2 in there, or 1,000, that means it will take a minute. Sorry, that means it will take a second. 1,000 is a second. So we can go for there. If you do always activate, it will execute once and never again. So you need to use redstone like a lever. Okay, right, okay, I get that. But we're just going to execute it once just now if we just want one thing to happen with no delay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do... I'm going to go and get myself some yellow. And I'm just going to... We're going to have a little yellow house so we can see our thing, and we're going to take a note of what that is. So that is 303.68.729. And then over here, 20 ticks is 1 second. Is it? 20 ticks is 1 second. So why, when we use code, do we do wait 100 milliseconds? Oh, because we're not doing ticks, we're actually doing seconds. Sorry, my bad. So let's not have any delay anyway. Let's come back to that shortly. So what I'm going to do is, over here, I'm going to put in a command. And what we're going to do is we're going to put in there TP. We've done this before in another stream, but not with a command block. TP at P. So you can see there what we're saying is teleport at player, and we can look down here and see what that means. The nearest player to 303.68.729. And then we're going to have to... We need redstone, right? Sorry, we do need redstone. So let's get this right. See, I'm not an expert, but we like playing. Command test. In fact, we're going to call that teleport test. I like my caps. Camel case. Okay, so we're going to do teleport test. Impulse, conditional or unconditional. Let's do unconditional. Needs redstone, and then no delay. Teleport at player to this location, which we happen to know is in our little box over there. So let's try it. Because it needs redstone, we're going to need a button. Now it could be anything, but I'm going to take a button, and I'm just going to take a nice dark one so that it shows on the front. And then what we can do is we can either put that on the bottom, or we can hold shift and put it directly on it. It depends. So we're going to try it with this one first. And when we press this button now, we get taken to here. Now, did you notice what happened? Here's the thing. If I put the button on the other side now, say we have a button on each side. If I press this button, I'll be facing that way. If I press this button, I'll be facing this way. And if I press this button, I'll be facing this way. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take that, see if I move forward, it's 304, 303, 304. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to show you a little neat trick. If I go in here and put facing 304, 68, 729, that means teleport at player to this location facing this location. That's all that means. So now when we press the button, regardless of the side we press it on, we will always be facing the right way. And actually I think I need to just make that a little lower. So rather than 69, which was, it shouldn't be that, it should be 68, which means we'll face, because you will literally face up the way or down the way or whatever. And so, let's try this again. I'm going to do this way, which means previously I would have been facing the back wall, but this time I'm going to be facing the right way. So if you want a lesson to begin and you want the kids to press this, say this way, and you want them to be facing, let me see, let's get an NPC out here. Say you want them to be facing the NPC when they start. Whoops. Wow. Here we go. And we're going to put NPC. Ta-da! That's our little success piece there, okay. You can press the button here and you'll be facing, ta-da! you'll be facing the NPC. This is great for lesson design. So you would want a... In fact, let me show you our... Remember we did story time the other day? Well, this is how it works. Let's go back to story time. If I can find it. Here we are. So you can also use local vectors. So what's that? TP at P and then tilde, tilde 5, tilde. So what does that do? I'm going to try that in a minute. Remember we did this with and we did the Jack and the Beanstalk and stuff. Well, if we head back to the beginning, let's try this. Crack. So there we are. So there's the three little pigs, Hansel and Gretel. Now if we look behind here, there's, I don't actually need that there, but it's there for some reason. But if I go in here, you can see that it's just a button with some redstone and a command block. TP at P 60 64 minus 770. And it tells you at the bottom, last time this was pressed, it teleported Stephen Reed to 60 64 769. I'm not sure why. It must have just been the position you're at. I didn't realise there was 0.5s. But anyway, that's what it did. So let's test it again. Let's just build up the wall again and press this button. Hansel and Gretel. Click. And this is where I end up. Completely away. Back to story time. That's just another, whoops. It's just another one that says TP at P to this location. Last time I did this, it teleported Stephen Reed to this location. So we're just going to take that. We're going to put the button back on and press the button. Click. And we end up back at the beginning. Let's go to the three little pigs now. We start in this little cave, or we go back. Let's go to Jack and the Beanstalk. Click. We start here, where the house used to be. And I think I've destroyed the button. Yeah, the Jack and the Beanstalk destroys the button because that's the end of the book, of course. But you get the idea. Yes, Mark. Yes, it's such fun. Teleporting all over the place. I mean, you could just be a Time Lord like me and be done with it. But for those who don't have a TARDIS, this is the answer. So we're going to come out of there and we're going to have a look and see what else we can do with command blocks. So that was our teleport. So let's just recap. I'm going to go back into command blocks and we're going to recap. So let's head back over to our command block and we'll do this again. We're just going to take a command block. Remember, it doesn't matter. I put it that way just to show you what that looked like. But it doesn't matter as long as it's standing on its own. Then we can right click and we can say test 2, impulse, unconditional, needs redstone. These are all just standard. No delay in ticks. Actually, let's do a delay. Let's do 60 ticks, which according to our friend Oscar on Twitch will give us a 3-second delay. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to go in here and we're going to copy that. All copy. You can do copy and paste. Doesn't really show you that you're highlighting, but you are. And then, so teleport at P, i.e. me, to this location facing this location, but there should be a 3-second delay this time. So let's put the button straight on it and press 1, 2, 3. Pop. Yay! So there's a 3-second delay. That's amazing, Oscar. Thanks so much, because I didn't really know how to correlate ticks with time. So that's brilliant. We learn something together every day. Now, that can then be hidden. Let's just, hypothetically, we're going to hide this. Welcome to the stream, Mr. Sparvel. I hope all is well where you are and all of your loved ones are safe and well. And then what we can do is we can put a button there, and we know, whoops, sorry, I'm putting a button there, I mean a button there, and we happen to know that behind there, even though you can't see it, is a command block. So when we press it, 1, 2, 3, pop, there we are. So it still works, right? Oh, I don't know why that's happening to you, Oscar. I don't know why you can't see anyone's chat. But don't worry, it's really just Mark Sparvel that said we're having such fun, and Gurpreet who says, wow, because Gurpreet is loving the command block stuff, right? And so what we're going to do is, so that's our command block, and in this case hidden. Let's take another one. Let's see what else we can do with command blocks. So what if we did weather rain, and then we put a button on the side and we press it. It will start raining. That one was really easy, right? So let's just look inside there again. Weather rain. And it doesn't have to match, it just does in this case. In fact, you know what, just to prove that, I'll just put rainfall over there, and that's going to be impulse, unconditional, needs redstone, no delay, and it's rainfall. The problem is pressing it again doesn't do anything. It's already raining. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have another one that says, now we tried this earlier and it didn't work. But if I press that one, changing to clear weather. I don't know why that didn't work on the last one, but anyway. Now you notice they're different. That one has the circle because of the way I placed it, and that one has the arrow. But they both just do the same thing. As in, they both do their single command, and that's all. So rain, and when you look at that one, it says rainfall. If we look at this one, we'll just change that to sunshine. And then what we could do is we could hide those again. And then we could hide those. And this time we could just put some brown carpet on top. Oops, remember to put something on top or on the side, you have to engage with the shift button or whatever's on your controllers. And then what we can do is we can put one there and one there, and then we can switch it to clear. And it will still do it, it just doesn't look as if it's there. That's the great thing. Yeah, so Oscar's just confirming if there's only one command block, it doesn't matter how it's placed. It can look like that or it can look like that, as long as it's not touching another command block. Okay? So for teachers that are designing lessons and they're thinking, how do I get my, so for example, I'll take you to another world. How do I get my kids to go to the part of the world that I want them to go to? So let's go to something like, I'm going to have to find a particular world. This is a, build barracks, art world. There. Digsit 5. No, that's not command blocks. Did we do it with command blocks? No, we did it all with NPCs. It doesn't matter. I'll take you there anyway and show you the same concept. Actually, we did do it. No, we did. There it is. Demo World 3.3. Okay. So this one's really nice because, whoops, I need to get to the right place though. Emergency. There we are. There we are. This is where you're supposed to start. And then we follow the arrows, ignore him. And then we follow the arrows, and then we'll see that there's history. Right-click the button to go to history, or literacy, or science, or mathematics. And if we click inside here, we can see that it's just TP at P, this location, facing this. So let's do that. Let's go and have a look at these maths lessons. So if we click on maths, click, we suddenly appear in front of Mr. Math with an instruction, which is great because we started over in those trees somewhere, and we're now over here, just like that. So as a designer, as a teacher thinking, hang on a minute, how do I have a maths lesson and a history lesson and a literacy lesson and a science lesson all in one world, but keep them apart and have my students do different things? And for some teachers that can seem overwhelming, and the last thing you want is to make big paths for your kids to follow and walk and say, oh, I'm on my way to the science lesson. What we'd like to do is teleport them. So I'm making a big emphasis of teleport, mainly because it's the one that keeps people where you want them. Let's go and have a look and see what happens if we click on history. Click on the history world, we appear here instead beside the ship. Now we know that maths is over there, remember? That's where we were for maths. That's where we started. There's our history world. There's our literacy castle. And down here is where we were for history. And when we get to the end, here's the thing. We create a linear lesson where we talk to a government official. And the kids come in and they let me just be a student at this point. They talk and they say, I have the privilege of being the city eparch in Constantinople. I oversee the city's functions, including handling the import-export, blah, 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 blah. And then they say, oh, what's next? And they go over and learn something else. Merchant of Venice. Who on earth was that? So they go over and they say, hey, I live in the wonderful city of Venice. With the market is constantly abuzz with trading and negotiation, etc., etc. And then we'll go into this little room and they'll learn about Magellan, who'll say, welcome aboard. I've just returned to port to change crews and restock my ship. And you can read a book. You can read, oh, where is it? Let me get this right. Refresh the chest. There we are. You can read a book. And then here it says return to lesson selection. Watch what happens when I press this button. This is just a command block that is hidden. Whoops. It's hidden in there. Teleport. And then all we do is we press this button because we're at the end of the lesson. There's nothing else to do. So we're going to right click and we appear back at the beginning. So we create this lovely loop. Click. We then click on him. Let's be a student and see what happens. So this chap says, do you want to do symmetry, tessellation, grid referencing, percentages, ratios, or lesson selection? Now in this particular instance, we want to do tessellation. So we click on tessellation and we magically appear outside tessellation. And then we speak to this guy, we do the lesson, can you help me? And then we say, you know what, I'm going to go to grid referencing. And we go to grid referencing. And it's almost like we didn't take the journey, we just pressed the button. And then we can go symmetry. And then when we get to symmetry, I'm like, you know what? I think I want to go back now. And we go back to lesson selection. And just by pressing buttons with commands, teleport commands, we can create entirely large lessons that ebb and flow between either, you know, sub-subjects like, you know, tessellation and ratios within maths, or totally different subjects. And so let me just log out of that world. And that's just commands. Let's see what else we can do. Let's go back into our command blocks and see what else we can play with. Right, so where are we? Okay. Let's see if they're still in there. Ah, if you cover it, it hides. I didn't realise that. If you cover it, it hides the hint. Is that normal, Oscar? That's a shame, because I kind of would have liked that to have been there. Now, let's do another command. Let's do this one. Again, it's going to be on its own and it doesn't really matter. So if we right click on this one, we can see a hover note that is give. Impulse, unconditional, needs redstone because we do need some trigger, and that's all it is a trigger. Execute, no delays, done. Okay. Then we're going to put in here give at p, and you could put a player name in there, but give at p iron_sword. Now you'd have to go online and find out what everything is, because they technically have command names. They have like command tags. But if we do that and then we stick a button on the side and we press that, you see, I got given an iron sword. It says at the top, gave an iron sword to gave an iron sword ×1 to Stephen R. What we could do is we could go in there and say, give iron sword 64. I don't know if that's going to work because you can't stack swords, but let's try it. Gave 64 iron swords. Look at that. I've got loads and loads and loads of iron swords. Well, Oscar, I'm going to get you to take me there shortly because I've never ever done an execute. An Oscar cute. Look at that. But I've never ever done an execute command, so you can help me with that. I'm also going to do a summon command, and I'm also going to do a fill with command and show you a really cool way of getting multiple NPCs to do things that they that they're able to do, that they're not normally able to do, sorry. So let's try, so that's give iron sword. We're just going to do give iron sword. But what if we were to do something like, let's just take another one, and we were to do something like / give at p potion health. Now I don't know if that's the right command. We're just going to try it. Oh, we're going to stick a button on there. That didn't work. And then what we can do is we can go in and find out why. Syntax error. Unexpected potion _ health at. So it tells you what the syntax error was. What was the issue here? And so what we have to do is find out what that looks like. So your stream froze, Oscar. I'm saying let's do execute together, but after we do give. And also, how do we get a potion of health? So I'm just going to try potion. There we go. We got a water bottle with no effects, and we can drink that. Lovely. Then we end up with a glass bottle. So instant. So it's just instant. Instant _ health. No, that didn't work. Let's just try instant space health. No, is it potion _ health? Let's try that. Let's try potion. I love trying this. I mean, we could go online and find it, but nope, that didn't work either. So syntax error, unexpected, instant at. So it understands potion. It tells you that instant is wrong. I didn't put an underscore though, look. Oops. Nope, that didn't work either. What's the problem? Instant _ health. So it's maybe not that. Anyway, the reason, the other thing we can do is we can give effect. Let's try instant health. Well, that didn't work either. No, effect isn't one of them. Let me just, I'm going to do a quick go, because again, like I say, no expert, we're all learning together. You can't do spaces in the name. Yeah. Give. Is it just effect then? Maybe it's just effect at p instant _ health. Who knows? Oh, gave instant health. Oh, look at that. Yeah, so that wrote. So / effect is the other one. Now, let's just do that as in game mode 0. Okay, and then I'm going to go and get injured. So I think what I'll do is how do I get injured? Let's just make sure there's a way out of the water. No, there isn't. Great. That's okay, because I can drown a little. Although I am hungry, and I don't really need to be, I want to be not hungry. So see, that's me getting injured under the water. But there's no point. I get healed because I've got all my food, and I don't want that. So I'm just going to keep working until I lose some food. I'll lose food eventually. Come on. I wonder if I can do, I'll tell you what I can do. Let's go over here. You'll see as a player, I'm not allowed to touch the command blocks, which is also great. Game mode game mode 1. Let's go in here and try give at p hunger. Ooh. So then we're going to go game mode 0. There I am, I'm hungry, look. Oh no. I'm not allowed to place those. So I tell you what, game mode 1, let's do this. So that one's our hunger, and this one is going to be / effect at p instant _ health. There we are. Right, so game mode 0. Right, so let's do hunger. Okay, so in a minute we're going to get some hunger. You can see that my hunger's about to go down. I need it to hurry up and do that. Just be easier if I jumped off a cliff, you know. Oh no, because I'm still... I get healed because I'm not hungry. So hang on, why is that not giving me like hunger? You don't lose health for breaking blocks. What did I use health? What did I lose health for? Running around, mad. Yeah. What did I use? What did I lose hunger for? I want to lose hunger. Shows how often I play survival, huh? Come on, make me hungry. Make me hungry. I want hunger again. Or the game mode is peaceful. Dun dun dun. Yes. Easy. No. Yeah, let's make it easy. Right, surely now. Yay! I'm getting hungry. And if I get hungry, I can't heal myself. So this is what I've been trying to do for the last 5 minutes, is if I get hungry, you can see my hunger bars drop in there. And then if I go up, because I'm not fully... there we go. So you'll see that I am not well. Now, this is something that we did for both our refugee crisis work and some other healthcare work that we were doing. They were able to go, let's imagine this was a hospital and we built a hospital here. In fact, let's just do that. Well, we'll do that afterwards. What we can do is we can press this button and we automatically get better. But you can imagine if you'd been running, or you'd been doing something where it involved you getting really badly injured, possibly in a refugee crisis scenario or something. We're also looking at a map just now that has malaria in it. Don't know why that happened. Oh, I think it's because I've still got the effect. I'm just basically super healing like a superhero. But we're working with a virus just now, malaria. We've also created maps with dysentery. There we are. And then what we've done with that is we've had them have to go to a clinic for help. And it's only when they go to the clinic for help that they're able to do something like that. Now, and they're only able to get help. So here we are, we're hungry, but we're also ill. We make it to the hospital after this long journey, and we go in and we click the button and we get healed again. Thank goodness, that's better. We still need to eat, but that's better because we're there. And so that, if I just go back to game mode 1, after all that ridiculous experimentation, is at effect, at P, instant health. This one would be something like at effect, /effect, at P, hunger. Oh, you'll notice though, in this one I didn't do forwards. Oh no, I did. In this one I didn't. In this one I didn't. Yeah, just give. The / does or doesn't work. Works whether you put it in or not. So that's fine. Let me show you where we've done the effect again. If we go back to story time. Where was story time? Basic. We'll head in there. And just, if you're wondering, where would you use something like that effect? If I just go to game mode 1 and then head to this way. Where's the 3 little pigs? Where are the 3 little pigs? Here, Piggy Wiggy. I have no idea where the 3 little pigs are. How interesting is that? Anyway, let's head down to the bottom. Crash. And we'll go to the 3 little pigs. And it's here that we used a command game mode 1. I'll tell you why my game mode keeps shifting in a minute, but basically the 3 little pigs over here is This one. Huff and puff and blow the stone house down. Hey, little guy. If we press this button, you'll see that the screen actually goes dizzy and we get another effect. And so, what we're going to do is, we're going to go in and find out what that is. Effect at P, nausea for 10 seconds once. Why did that not work this time? Oh, that's because I added a button, look. So if we press this and press it again, there we are. So this time we've added nausea. So we can give our characters, this is great. So we did a thing many years ago with Minecraft on alcohol awareness, and it was how we could, if kids, you know, we were working with kids that were, you know, they were young and they were drinking and they were coming into school and saying, I don't see anything wrong with it. And then what we did was we were part of an intervention strategy, and we used Minecraft to have them get drunk in Minecraft. And then they had to navigate around and do things. They had to cross roads, and they had to do a set number of tasks, including learning. We had things for them to read. So then they had to read while this was going on. And they were like, okay, little pig, let me in. No, not by the hair on my chinny chin chin. And they were finding it really difficult. And then what they did was they got a score based on how long it took them to do certain tasks. And we proved digitally that it took them a lot longer when their screen and their senses. There's another one you can do, which I think is blindness. Let's see if this one works. Let's try blind. It's either blind or blindness. It's not blind. There we go. So when you press blind, when your status effect is blindness, you can't see anything. And if you were to do, and this gives me an opportunity to do two things at once. So let me show you what we can do with doubling them up. So if I put one there and one there, that means when I do this one, it will also move to this one. Correct me if I'm wrong, Oscar. So if I do effect nausea 10 1 and effect blindness 10 1, all I have to do is press the first one. Second one has to be a chain. Oops. So this one here has to then be chained, whereas an unconditional chain, which means this one will trigger this one, all right? And always active. Always active. There we go. And when we press this button, nothing happened. 10. Why isn't that? Oh, at P. I haven't done at P, look. That was me. So that's me being too quick. So effect at P, nausea 10 1. Effect at P, blindness 10 1. Press the button and we get both. We get nausea and blindness. And then suddenly you got to find your way home by following the path. Oh, see, I was almost into a tree there. Let's do that again. And actually, let's make it longer. Let's go in and say it's not going to be for 10 seconds. It's going to be for 100 seconds. And we're going to have to find our way back to through the woods to the house of straw. I almost fell down a hole there. Whoa, this is crazy. This is not healthy at all. Right, okay, under here. I know where I'm going. Straight on until... Oh, I'm trapped. When this wears off, everyone's going to be sick. I'm actually feeling a bit nauseous with that. This can't be right. Hang on. This way. Whoa! Oh! Tell me I am not right back where I am! I'm back where I started! I don't believe it. Okay, so you get the idea. And so that was 2, if I just click on this, that was effect at P blindness for, in this case, 100 seconds, which is way too long. And in this one, we chained it and said, and give us effect at P blindness for 100 at 1. I'm going to quit that because that's not actually, that's making me feel really bizarre. So what we ended up with there was, that was just our 3 little pigs world. Let's go back in and look more at some of the other things we can do with singles, and then we'll do more with chains. So if we go and get another single one, we can do at summon. No, not summon, sorry, just summon skeleton, and then I'm going to do tilde, tilde, tilde. That just means at my location. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do that, and it means that I say my location is the location of, in this case, the command block. So what if we did something like, instead of a skeleton, we did ender underscore dragon. Whoa! And suddenly we have an ender dragon which nobody wants in their world. It's going to fly away now, which is fine. But if we were to go game mode 0, oh, it's away, it hasn't seen me. Oh, it's just flying away. I love that. There we go. Yep, we're going to get ender dragon. What if we do it again? Ooh, I've just been hit away and I'm not well. Why is it not attacking me? Why is it just flying away? Hey, come back here. This is going to fly away. Why is it flying away, Oscar? Help me out here. I thought I was in for a battle of the century there. Now remember, luckily, uh-oh, there's a skeleton in the water. We're getting in trouble now. But if I go over to here... Oh, that made me hungry. No, that made me heal again. It's just flying away. I don't understand. Let's do it again. It's just going to... Right, you know what? I don't understand why that's flying away. Incidentally, everybody, the ender dragon doesn't normally do that. So we now have ender dragons just flying away from us. But anyway, you get the idea. I'm gonna summon a wither. That's the last thing anybody needs. You can do /kill at E-type. Yeah. Well, actually, that would be a good idea. Let's put that into a thing. So let's put that there, and we'll just move it over here for a minute. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to do kill. Let's see if this works. At E for entity. You can see down there it says all entities. At E, and then we have to give it a type. So we're going to do square brackets. Type. Let's see if this works. Is that the right? That's not the right one. There we are, that's it. So it's that type equals ender underscore dragon close. Oops, close. And then we'll stick a button on that, and then we'll summon the ender dragon, and then while it's flying away we will kill the ender dragon. Wow, that is really dying. I like that. Let's do that again. Let's go up and look at that more closely. Don't look into the light. Okay. So we could do that. Now, this is neither here nor there. It might just be, now, you're wondering, why would we need something like that? So we'll get rid of, well, we'll keep that one there just in case. But what if we just did something like spawn, summon cow, and we were doing something like Jack and the Beanstalk, and we needed Daisy the cow to summon. That's how we could do that. And that could be hidden, as all of them could be hidden. We can have that with a button on the front. And then we can have one, whoops, 2, and then when they come up to this, they say, oh, what's going on here? And when they, whoops, so what we would do is, now, can anybody tell me how we would fix that? Because if I hide this and then stick a button on the front, not you, Oscar, I know you know, any of the teachers that are watching, could you tell me how I could fix this? Because you'll see the cow just died. It got stuck in the wall and it died. Pop. I'll give it a few seconds just to see if anybody's thought about that. I just keep killing cows. Pop. Hey, it's like a meat machine. God, I can't believe I just said that. What a horrific call. Look, it's just like free beef. What an absolute... Okay. Ping. Nobody said anything so far, Oscar. Why don't you tell me what you would do? Why don't you tell me? Bong. We're going to go back into our command, that's for sure. Now remember, our tildes here are east to west, up and down, north and south. Or north and south, up and down, east to west, I think it is. So either way, we would just tilde 2. Where's my tildes? Here we go. So we would do, that's it, or 4. But I'm going to do 2 just to see, and when we press the button this time, we end up with the cow on top, because we've told it to go 2 blocks higher, and all of our cows should be okay. So really that's just coordinates, or have them go to a specific location, like give them a location. So that's nice. This cow's like, where on earth did they just come from? Look. He's looking around to see if he, like, anyone else see that? Anyone else? Anyone? No? Must have just been me. So anyway, what does that do if there's no dragons? Nothing. And so that's so what have we done so far? We've done the weather. Oh, I know another one. We can put another one down here and we can do a button on the front. And then we can do time set 15,000. And then we'll do another one here with a button on the front, which is time set 6,000. And when we press this button, it becomes nighttime. And when we press this button, it becomes daytime. Look at that. And you know what else I discovered? I'm just gonna do this. If we get a clock, I discovered this yesterday, sorry, and we get a frame, and we put the frame up and the clock up, it goes nighttime. And if we put the daytime, it goes daytime. How awesome is that? I did not even know that that was happening. Giolani's with me. Hey Giolani. I hope you and all of your loved ones are safe and well wherever you are in the world. I know you're in the States. I mean, I hope you're in the States because that's where home is. I'd hate to think you were stuck somewhere. But I'm glad we're just figuring all this out together. I've been using Minecraft for, well, 11 years now. This will be my 11th year because it's just past its 10th anniversary. So we're into our 11th year. And command blocks are one of my favorite things, but I don't know what to do with them. I have people that make me maps that have rows and rows and rows and chains and blocks and columns and cubes of command blocks, and all you do is you press one button and it all does stuff. And I'm just like, and things happen because they chain them all, and I'm just like, how did you do that? And they're, oh, you know, we just did this, we did this. It's amazing. It's actually amazing how they do it. I don't know. Right, so let's do set. Oh, there's a creeper. So let's have a look at another one. Let's go to here. And Oscar's telling me to do set block. What would you do that for? So you would do set block. Give me an example of that, Oscar. Oscar, by the way, is he's been joining me on via Twitch, and he is of school age, and he is brilliant on Minecraft, and he just feeds in now and again to our streams and says, "Hey, Grandad, you never thought about this. You got that wrong, old boy." So he kind of helps me out. We've also been missing. Learn Like a Boss and Jake haven't been in for a while. I hope everything's okay. You can do /set block. Okay, that's okay, Oscar. You can't see the chats, so you can do /set block, and then do ~1. So tilde. I can never find my tildes. There we are. Whoops. There. I don't even know what's going on. ~3. Let's just do that, and then do that. And then when we press that button, get myself a nice little button on the front. And when I press that button, nothing. Oh, that's because I didn't do grass. I've just said set block. Grass space ~3. And when we, no, that didn't work either. So what's the problem? Oh, grass is the unexpected. So maybe it's set block and then grass. Yeah, so let's do that. There we are. So the grass came afterwards. So set block grass. And that is how we can do that thing. Let's see if that would work if we did set block cauldron. There we are. So back to that stuff that Barry Mock and I were working on. If we did, I'll tell you what, let's do this way. Let's have one here which is a chain, which was weather rain. And what we'll do is, let's see what this looks like. Redstone and a lamp. So then let's do 1, 2, 3. Well, let's just do 2, and we'll do the lamp there. Okay. So now, and that needs to be always active, unconditional, always active. And then we'll put the button on the underside of this. So let's take that away. We're also going to have to, oops, I tell you what, we are going to have to do an extra one. We're going to have to do redstone, redstone, and then we're going to have to do comparator. There we are. And then what we can do is we can do a button on the side of the first one, remember? And when we press this, so what this is going to do is this is going to say set a cauldron to here, and then it's going to move to this one and say and make it rain. So the cauldron appears, it rains, and over time we'll end up with this light going on. Let's see if that works. I'll show you the command for killing the dragon in a second, Guprit. I will put it back in and I'll let you get a little screenshot. Tell me this isn't going to take forever to fill up. Why is that? Here we go. There we are. So we've got a little redstone now, and then eventually we'll get enough water to give us power. Let's just imagine that this isn't a cauldron, it's a turbine, and we just need enough water pressure to turn a turbine, that's all. Back to the renewable energy stuff we were doing before. and then I'll go back and give Gurpreet. I destroyed that command, but I'll write it back in Gurpreet. Great. Thanks very much, Oscar. Gurpreet is actually on Facebook, so I'm going to just... There we are. So we got light. And we got light because of 2 command blocks, which could have been hidden somewhere, which could then start a machine. What we're doing is we're using commands now to write machines into creation. We could have... In fact, we could have a whole chain that would make this and this and this and this and this appear all at once. And all you would do is you would press one button and it would go click, 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 and make it all happen. You can have command blocks that make machines. So what I'm going to do, Gurpreet, is I'm just going to switch the weather off now. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to get you one of these. And I'm going to put in there. So that would be kill. And actually, if you're doing this fully, including just as a standard command in your chat function, you would do /kill @e, which is all entities. That kills cows, sheep, everything. But you want to do type. So you do square bracket, then you do type equals, and then you do ender_dragon, and then you do square bracket. So that's it there. I'll just give you a second to grab a screenshot of that. Yeah, copy and paste are going to be fantastic. So let's do that now, Oscar. Let's do that. Let's copy a little house. So /kill @e, i.e. the entity, that is, type equals Ender Dragon, close brackets. And it just means that if we summon the Ender Dragon, which I think I left up, which was what, that one? Oh no, that was that one. Cow. And we want to do Ender_dragon equals. Now I'm just going to do this. Now I'm going to do this underground. Let's see what happens if I do tilde. Tilde -50 tilde. And we're going to press the button. Somewhere under... There he is. Look, he burst out the ground. Now we're going to kill him. Let's see where he came out from. Look, he just carved a hole straight out the ground. So this is where he spawned, right here. And then he just fired out there, look. I don't know why they're just flying away. I need to look into that. Ender Dragon just fly. Maybe it's heard about me. My reputation precedes me. I know, right? But watch, Adam. Watch. This is the bizarre bit. So if I do spawn Ender Dragon, watch. It's going to come out that hole and it's going to fly away. And if I'm in game mode 0 and I do it again, it's going to fly out that hole and it's going to fly away. They're not interested in me at all. I don't understand. It's like a convoy. But I've used Ender Dragons in normal worlds, and they just destroy you like everywhere else. I don't know why they're flying away. I also want to know where they're going, so I'm going to follow them. Forgive this as I'm gonna get distracted now and go wandering about. But they're just gonna keep going. Oh, hang on, they've stopped, and stopped. Oh, there they are, look. Now they've started causing destruction. What are they doing? Ooh. Yes, we found the chaos. So they had a set place to go. That was what was going on. They were going somewhere. For some reason, they were going to go there. Right, what is it? What is it, Oscar? Oscar gets it. He knows what's going on. Look at them just destroying everything. At the end, the Ender Dragon spawns at 000. Ah, so they headed for 000-ish, which would be, where would that be? That would be, I'm getting smacked about a bit, but yeah, so that's what it is. They've gone for 000, down into the ground, down here somewhere. Ah, now I'm not going to get out. That's fantastic. That's exactly what that was, Oscar. Thank you. Now I need to get out of here, and I don't know which way it was. I think it was this way, right? Right. So anyway, let's head back to our little, there's our experiments over there. And then what we'll do is we'll look at, so we've done basic commands. We've done basic command, you know, using command blocks. We've done, and by the way, I'm sticking buttons on the side, but you can do this in any way you like. So let's do something like, and by the way, do be careful. I've showed you how to make an Ender Dragon. Don't do that. Never, ever, ever, ever make an Ender Dragon if you don't need one and you don't have a copy of the world, because they will literally tear up your world. You're done. Okay, so don't make Ender Dragons, don't make withers. Doesn't matter. If you're a teacher and a kid says, sir, summon a wither, don't do it. Okay, the kids are mucking you around. So let's try this one. This one was our give. Yeah, so what we can do is we can run redstone to here, and then we can do something like a button this far away. And when we press that button, I still get a sword. Gave iron sword. Where is it? It's in my inventory. There it is there. Gave iron sword. So as long as it has a form of redstone, you could even put it underground. And then what you could do is you could have a series of pressure plates. Whoops. Doesn't matter which ones, but in this case, I have a pressure plate, pressure plate, pressure plate. And then it just means that when I run along here, I'm going to go... What did that do? I got a sword, I got healthy, and I got hungry. All at once. Sweet, huh? Hey! And so we've done teleport, we've done summon, we've done give, we've done heal, or effect, actually, was that one, wasn't it? That was give. This one was effect, hunger in this case. Instant health was the other one. We've also done time set 15,000 for nighttime, time set. You could just do time set day and night, to be honest. What was this one again? Oh, that was kill the Ender Dragons, so I'm assuming somewhere they're dying. They're maybe too far out. What else did we say? Unless, right, okay. So Neverar says he's in. Hi, Neverar. Listen, I owe you an apology. I said to you, Neverar, help me, help me. I need you to help me to make a battery. And then I had a thumping sore head and I missed that one stream that I asked you to help me out on. So I'm so sorry. I still need help with the battery, which we can maybe do tomorrow or at the weekend. You tell me. I would be most grateful. What did we do on this one? Oh yeah, that was weather to clear, weather to rain. So we did that one. We also did teleport. Was that teleport as well? Yeah, that was... What was that one? Oh yeah, TP, but for... Oh yeah, it just... Oh, that was the 3-second delay. We stuck a 3-second delay on that one. Let's clear the weather though. I want the weather to be clear. There we are. I'm trying to think what else we can do. Yeah, they won't die if they're not in the render distance. I would have to set up a ticking area at 000, so I get that. Okay. I think I'm going to leave it there. because I only wanted to do basic command blocks. I don't want to go into, we showed chain, which is nice, and we showed some examples where, oh, I tell you, there was one thing that we could do. I just want to show you a World War II, sorry, a World War I thing that we did, and I just want to show you how we did it. So I'm going to create a run. This is the run that we got to get through. This is the trenches. Just imagine we're in the trenches. I'll show you the world shortly before I log out. But this is the trenches. And then what we did was we put, I'm going to need some string. I got into my command block. I also need some trap, no, what do you call it? Trip wire. And then what I did was I put a piece of trip wire there, some string across, and a piece of trip wire there. And then on the other side of this, because it's now primed, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the string just now so that it's not primed just now. And then I'm going to put one here. And I'm going to do, let me just get here, maybe here. I'm just going to write this down. 330 83 716, and I did summon TNT 330 83 716. Let me just see if that works. I'll stick a button on the side just now. Boom! That was our artillery. All right. So let's just fill out the trench again. We'll just make it super quick. So these were our trenches, and we had the kids running through the trenches. But what we'd done is we had timed and primed traps that were hidden inside the trench walls that they couldn't see, and there were tripwires, and it just meant that when they hit, oops, I've done it again. When they hit the tripwires, oh no, boom. Oh, I've done it again. And that was just because I went through the tripwires. That's not working because the water's under there. So let me show you the world we did it in. And basically what it meant was, and I'm going to create a copy of the world and just make sure that it's working properly. It was our World War I toy box, and it was one of the activities that was in there. Let me see if I can find it. Settings. Copy world. I always, and I haven't talked about this yet, other than in the very beginning when we did the settings, is copy your worlds. Before you do any experimentation, copy, which means if you go to the top, you'll now see I have Toy Box US World War I, but I have copy of Toy Box US World War I, and that is the one that I want to play. And you'll see that we created this fantastic toy box. I'll just get out so I can show you. War, incidentally, is not a game and does not belong in a toy box. Real war, I mean. But we're going to do /clear, and basically we created this lovely toy box with the trenches in it. And this idea of helping children to understand the literacy, the mathematics, the engineering, the human history story, the geography, everything of World War I. There's even a poppy field, lest we forget. And although they could be doing with getting fixed. I'll look at that. But anyway, there's poppy fields and all sorts. Now, I know it's already 7:20. And so what we're going to do is, you'll see as we come down here, that there are tripwires, and inside behind those tripwires, I'm not sure if it's there, let me just test if it's this one. I think it is, but they might be gone, they might not have, right, okay, so they didn't, that was my fault, they didn't summon properly, so I need to put them back in. But basically, I just need to double check that that is true. Yeah. Let me get a tripwire. And so what happened was, before it's primed, and this is just the version I've got, it doesn't fall now, but as the kids basically got given an order, they get given an order by Horace Pippin, and Horace Pippin was a real man. I spent my time serving in the African American infantry during World War I. We spent more time in combat than any other military unit. Read more, and you can go to the internet and read more about life in the trenches and so on. But if I now was to run down here, you're told to take orders to the next trench. There's another one. Click. Another one. Click. Another one. Click. And as you're running through here, oh, I got lost. As you're running through here, there is a series of these things. Oh, I'm lost. I don't even know what I was supposed to do there. And so that you can get lost, and the artillery just keeps falling, and it's boom, 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 boom. And everywhere you look, there's TNT falling because you've hit multiple tripwires, and you can't stop because the TNT will get you. So you just have to run, just like the soldiers of World War I. And it's just this really nice way of using tripwires and command blocks. And of course, all that was, if I just do /give @p command block, all that was a command block in there that said summon TNT at this location, which hypothetically is just a little ahead. So by the time it falls, boom, 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 it creates the artillery, and it destroyed the map, and the kids love it. You get one shot at it before you have to reset your map. I'm going to go in and fix that, and we'll maybe run this next time and just do a catch-up on what that was supposed to look like, because that was a fantastic little lesson that the kids loved. And what I'll do is I'll break the strings so that we don't end up making a mistake. There it is. I'll fix that next time and we'll show it. So for now, folks, that was basic command blocks. If you've been wondering what they are and what it is kids are going on about, and kids love them, by the way. Kids love, you know, the first thing I'll say when kids will say to me when I'm doing a lesson is, sir, can we use command blocks? And I'm like, well, not today. But for next week, we're going to do this, and I want you to use command blocks to show me your skills. And they're like, yeah, and they love it. So, so keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Thanks, folks. Take it easy. I will see you tomorrow at 12 BST. When I don't know what we're going to be doing. I think we're probably going to dive straight back in to batteries for both sections of the day. And I'm hoping Neri can join us for one of those, because he's our Jedi where this is concerned. Oscar's our command block Jedi. Neri is our redstone machine Jedi. So thanks, folks. Take care. Stay safe, stay sane, stay indoors, and stay healthy. Bye, bye, bye.